We are live. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift episode 164. Just to reiterate, that's 164 weeks consecutively in a row, 0 weeks off. Jurassic Joseph, I see you on here. Fantastic. Coach Ron, I'm going to put you on lesson 5. Let's wait for my partner in crime, Big Dave, to hop on. And we have not one, but two unbelievable guests, Mauricio and Chef Ron. And Big Dave, I see you on here. You sex fox. Let's do this. Mikey Allen in the house. Unbelievable news, if I'm being honest. Love that guy very much. Hello, everybody. Hello. Gather in. Let's do this. There he is.
What's going on, Eagle? Am I going to see you on Monday night?
Is water wet?
Water is wet. We are having a packed house at our Friday VIP dinner. Amazing guests like Craig Siegel are going to be there, the Eagle. But we got many, many more. So anybody that wants to join me and Craig, email me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. What's up, baby?
I'm pumped to see you, Dave. I can't wait to see you in person. Obviously, Monday's going to be great. It's going to be epic. And I'm just super excited for today. Very grateful for life right now. And super pumped to see you, like I said.
Yeah, well, you got one of my best grasshoppers coming on. He reminds me of a young Craig Siegel, but he's old.
Talk about his handsome, right? Chef Ron and Mauricio, unbelievable.
Yeah, they're amazing, and they're doing so much good. Talk about grabbing on to abundance. I'm surprised they're not in your Kabbalah class.
Interesting. I like how you planted that seed very subconsciously and nonchalant. Great stuff. Speaking of Kabbalah, I have a question for you, Dave. And then we'll bring on our guest right away. What is and no better person to ask than you. You've become a master of many things besides just sleeping. One of the things that you do so well is you have an ability to receive, and you make sure, to the best of your ability, that you're not blocking things from receiving. What is something that you do to expand your vessel to improve your ability to receive?
Yeah, I think one of the things that people don't do beyond feeling worthy of receiving is to ask themselves, for the sake of what am I receiving? So when you're receiving to buy your mom a house, or you're receiving to put a roof over your family's head, or you're receiving so you can eat, there's a different intentionality about receiving. And that's why when people hit rock bottom, they have a better aptitude of receiving, because they're receiving to live. You know, that's how I hire so many people and outsource a lot of capability, because unfortunately here in America, a lot of people are living for luxury. They're receiving their paycheck for luxury. It's a big difference when someone's receiving their paycheck to live, and they're going to be more productive, more accessible, and more gracious, which are three absolute characteristics that I want for the people that are associated with me in an activity I get paid for. And so for me, I ask myself, for the sake of what? Because if I am, receiving something for the sake of self-indulgence, I'm not going to feel good about it. I'm not going to feel worthy. But when I'm receiving something to pour into to my community and provide more options, opportunities, such as a favor, or build a village in Africa, if I'm receiving so that my children and their children can live a better life, to give more and to improve the places we live, there's no doubt that I can feel worthy. So ask yourself, if you have worthiness issues, if you feel bad, guilty, resentful, offended about giving and receiving, ask yourself, for the sake of what, and I promise you'll find the answer. You'll find the answer of why you have difficulty receiving, because you're not receiving for the sake of something that you're proud of or you believe in.
I love that so much. And something that I've found to be true for me is that it's a lot easier to change the story than to increase your worthiness like that. If you just change the narrative, you can actually expand your worthiness just like that.
Yeah, when you change your worthiness, you also elevate your awareness to what you're given. I had a guy yesterday that I was coaching, and he has a federal workman's comp program, and he got kicked out of Texas because they realized, he was making money and helping people and making things more difficult for the federal government. And so instead of taking what he saw as punishment, he put it into a different context, using his knowledge, and now he helps mailmen who have great disabilities and all these wonderful people, and he's making 10 times as much money, helping 10 times as many people, and the federal government loves him because he's getting back these federal employees back to work. See, that's actually the idea of receiving, because instead of feeling punished, he elevated his awareness to all that he was given by the pain of getting cut off of his original idea, by the setback of his business closing. That is what promoted him into a better place, a better situation. But so many of us, they don't have the awareness to what they're given, so they miss the bigger opportunities.
Yeah. One of the things that you do, which I love that you do, that I've kind of taken from you as well, is I love when you use real-time examples, like something that just happened yesterday, to apply it to a lesson. It's very accessible. It's very helpful.
Thank you. And I use you as my best example of what to do, and I use myself as the best example of what not to do. So we're the perfect 1-2 punch when it comes to doing.
That's it. I'm going to bring on two very big levels of handsome right now. While I do, I'm going to ask you one more quick question. Is there anything these days, I'm sure there is, that gives you butterflies or makes you feel anxious before you do it? So for me, it might be the night before a marathon, or even before a talk, because it's still relatively new to me. Is there something that you feel a little anxious that you go into? And if so, how do you handle that?
It's funny you asked. Talk about a recent example. We're going to be launching next week. I'm going on tour with Dane Cook, who's an extraordinary comedian, sold out Madison Square Garden. So the tour is called The Collab. Live Nation will be promoting it. You get your tickets in Ticketmaster. But the first one's at YouTube Theater, 3,200 people. And I've been a part of 20,000 people in a convention center standing on stage for an hour, but I've never had my own event with someone that had that notoriety. And I got the artwork for the pre-sale next week from Ticketmaster, and it was the first time in a long time that I had that butterfly feeling. I also know that excitement and fear are the same frequency. And so I gave meaning to that frequency of excitement, where in the past, before football games and other things, the bar exam, big test, I would give the meaning of fear to that frequency, and it would deter from my inspiration. Instead, that I'm probably going to work on July 19th, the collab. We're coming also to New York City later on in the year. So hopefully you'll be one of my special guests. Chef Ron will be one of my special guests as well. So we'll be sending out next week information. So we have 100 special guests coming beforehand. So incredible. We already have Darren Davis and Marshall Falk, but I want to invite you guys first. So, but that's my example. Let's get going with the two sexy foxes below me.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked you, because that usually leads to the next level of expansion with butterflies. Speaking of handsome, good morning, guys. Thank you for joining us. I think somebody has something going on in the background. Is it possible to see what's going on? It sounds like water. Do you hear that? Dave, do you hear that or no?
Yeah, I hear it. They just have one of them mute themselves, and then you'll know which one it is.
Okay.
I don't hear nothing.
There it is. Better.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe there's definitely me over here. I'm in the out and water. Maybe there's some birds. It's definitely not raining, guys. But I'll look for a quieter place.
Hell yeah, Mauricio, it's great to connect with you. I heard such amazing things. Chef Ron, always a pleasure.
Nice to be
thank you
here.
for joining us. Well, we always encourage our community, if you're not familiar, check out all the unbelievable things that they have going on. And we're going to talk into the partnership that you guys have and so forth. But real quickly, just right out the gate, I wanted to ask you, Mauricio, and then we'll jump to Ron and so forth. How important is it for you when you build business and so forth to surround yourself with the right teams?
I think it's the best thing. The minute that I was able to intentionally look for a running mate, that's when I truly understood that 1 + 1 isn't 2, but sometimes there's like 200, 2,000. Obviously, finding the right running mate, it's not like, as easy, but I've been lucky, very lucky. I would say the luckiest man alive to have found great running mates in the various things that I've done, and Ron obviously is one of them. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better running mate for this project.
Love a good bromance, right, Dave?
Yeah, well, he's absolutely right, and I've been working with Ron for a while, and he is a man of character, and he fits the bill when it comes to doing your best, learning lessons, and having fun. And doing your best is a big part of being a good partner, and that's what Ron represents. So, good choice, Mauricio, and I agree. It's 1 + 1 equals the infinite when you pick the right person.
Yeah, heck yeah. And Chef Ron, now you're on the hot seat, and then we'll get into the stuff that you guys got going on. Ron, I wanted to ask you because I know why it's important to you, but I just want to know how important has it been for you to ascend and exceed your growth with the power of mentorship and having people around you that might know a little bit more or that can help you get to that next level. How impactful has that been for you, Chef Ron?
It's massive. I look back at my life just a year ago when I was in the midst of my franchise, Chefs for Seniors, and struggling a little bit, looking for that right person to show me the way, to see what I was missing. And well, I found Dave, and it took me a little bit to understand him, and reached out to him. And I just can't tell you, he makes it so simple for you to grow. Just be consistent, persistent, everything he says, be annoying. I study my dashboard on the Meltzer dashboard every single day. I want to be an asset to Mauricio. He's given me an opportunity here to grow, to be a better person, and to bring something that we have here to people to better their lives. Not just about the app. It's about the talks I've been having with the chefs that are coming on the platform are dying for something like this, to be entrepreneurs and everything. And you have to have a mentor. I don't care if it's in your personal life or your business or both. Dave has made me a better person. I think I'm a better father, businessman, and everything. And I think Dave said it yesterday, or somebody said it yesterday. I can't remember. Actually, Dave, I think it was Mike. I was talking to Mike Mooseberger yesterday, and it's not really your talent, but it's your character and you keeping your word and everything. And it's very important for me to the distance that me and Mauricio have, meaning he's in Atlanta, I'm in New Jersey, that he knows that I have his back and his dream, this thing in my best heart.
This is also confirmation about your ripple effect.
Yeah, well, I think he said something there that's really number one, Mauricio, too. I'll be in Atlanta. Hopefully, I'm going to see you when I'm there. I'll be there Wednesday. So get on that, and I'll see Ron with Craig on Monday and Tuesday. But the most important thing is when you can rely on somebody. And I think there's, I had this conversation yesterday with Dr. Sean Dill, who I mentor as well. I put people into 3 buckets, and I think it's important if you're going to rely on people to have your own expectations managed. There's 3 types of people in my life. People that come through most of the time, people that come through some of the time, and people who hardly ever come through. And so people, Sean's very deep and individualized. He has very few tight relationships. And I said, that's foolish. I want as many relationships with people who come through most of the time. But I'm also realistic that I come through most of the time with good intentions. Ron, Mauricio, Craig, you do the same thing, but we don't come through all the time, right? I got kids, I got a wife. I can't come through all the time. But I want as many people in that bucket as I can. And I think you're limiting yourself when you get into this, I only, I need 5 people around me. That's bullshit. Like, you need the 5 best people around you for every subject, topic, and expertise. And you need to decide whether you're the point guard on that team or the 6th man on that team. But too many people play this bullshit game of like, oh, I go deep. My relationships are bullshit, because those people that you're deep with, they're only coming through some of the time, or most of the time, hopefully, and you're wasting a whole bunch of other time that you could be spending with people and classifying. Like, I do stuff with people that come through hardly ever, but I use my time wisely with them. Right? If they get things to me, I'm like, okay, let me just quickly know that they're not going to come through 99% of the time, but I'll give them an opportunity to come through the 1%. So I think it's a really important thing, Ron, as you talk about this character with Mooseburger, that, hey, create your own buckets and then feed those that feed you, but have as many as you can in that first bucket, because you'll end up so much better.
That is a juicy nugget. Uncle Dave always keeps it raw and real. And at first I was like, where's he going with this? What about people that come through all the time? And I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody comes through 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's why we got mommy issues, because we want our moms to come through all the time, and they can't. But we're born into this thing, and we're so disappointed in our moms because we want them to come through all the time, and then we find out they're human, and it sucks.
Yeah, beautifully said. Ron or Mauricio, whoever wants to tackle this one, tell us exactly about the project that you guys do have going on, and the partnership that you guys have, and how people get involved, and what you're most excited about.
Go ahead, Mauricio. I'll let you go first. Talk about your thing.
I haven't said this, guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, well, listen, let me give you a little bit of the backstory. As a dreamer, as a driven, determined dreamer, I've always been curious, right, to reach, explore what is my potential. So as I was building my financial firm, I was so busy, my wife was so busy, and it took a lot of time to go to dinner, right, to like a restaurant, drive to the restaurant, fight through traffic, sit down, order, eat, go back. That was like 1.5 hours, sometimes an hour or more ordeal, right? And I wanted to compress time, right? I want to get things done more by recovering time. So I said, what if I could just have a personal chef come and be able to do this, so that my wife and I pretty much just stay focused in what we're doing. That was one thing. And then the other thing was that, we pretty much very quickly went through all the Jimmy John's of the world, all the local food that you could order. I'm like, I am sure that within 5 or 10-mile radius, there is a lot of people that are phenomenal at cooking. If I could just have an app, push button, and I could have that experience, because for me, the best food I've ever had has been the homemade food, right? The food that the mom cooked, grandma cooked. And that's how the app came to be. I said, well, there's probably a lot of people in this world right now trying to save time, trying to eat healthier. And they would like to have a menu that is above and beyond whatever is within their 5-mile radius, which is typically what you drive through, 5 to 10-mile radius, more options. Like I know, as an example, wherever I'm standing right now, here in Atlanta, there is, I don't know, thousands of people that probably are very good at cooking. They may have never worked at a kitchen. They're probably not even a chef, and they're not going to go open a restaurant either. I would never find out about their art in the kitchen unless we provide them with a platform. But if people are driving for like an Uber, right, they could provide this experience to not just busy people, but now you think about all types of events, all type of things, right? That it's all the different uses, I would say, or applications it could actually have. And I had that vision, took action. I'm an aggressive action taker, massive, aggressive, imperfect action. That's actually my motto. I'll show you guys here. So I have this. My daughter's Maya. So this is my plate. Maybe I shouldn't have shared the plate, but it's massive, aggressive, imperfect action. It's got to be aggressive. It's got to be. It's imperfect, but it's got to be action. So immediately, boom, 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 drafted up, boom, boom. I didn't know nothing about no software. I just saw that there was a niche, there was a problem, and we had to do it. And here we are. I mean, what I found is that as someone's always watching, and if you put the aggressive action, everything else will appear. That's what I've seen. And everything that I've ever done, the money, the people, the coaches, the partners, because you have a big dream, that big vision, and everybody wants to be part of something bigger than themselves. So I would just say, just take the action. But maybe that was a very long-winded answer to your question. And but that's sort of the backstory, how this whole thing came to be. I was never worried about it. I knew that the right people, the right mentors would come. I just need to do my part.
Mauricio, my daughter is Mia, MIA, with your accent, and it's for more intentional action. So very similar. I tell you, you need more intentionality, more intentional action. I took your accent though, and I put it to Maya, so her name's
I
Mia.
have to put an extra I then. Massive, aggressive, intentional, imperfect action. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I tell you, I love the word imperfect. There's a chapter in my book called Messy Action. I think that's a cheat code. You just take imperfect, messy action. But Chef Ron, good luck following up that act.
Yeah, yeah. You know, so it's funny. I just got to share how this all happened, not by accident. I think both you guys know, but I won't tell everybody how me and Maurizio met. So last year, I remember it was in August or something like that. It was a Thursday night. I got a call on my phone from Mike Allen saying, "Hey Ron, you want to be on a 2-minute drill?" Somebody dropped out. I'm like, "When is it?" He goes, "Monday." I'm like, "I got 3 days to prepare." I'm like, "Okay." The whole 3 days, I watched every episode of the 2-minute drill. Basically, the cheat code is in there of how to do your pitch. And nervous. Monday came. I'm set up in my kitchen, and my girlfriend's holding my cue cards, which I didn't even read, and I just went by my heart. And on the panel was Dave, Dan Fleischman, Maurizio, and excuse me, I can't remember the other guy that was on there. I'm like, who is this Maurizio guy? I knew Dan a little bit, and so I did my thing. I went back and looked at the tape because when Mauricio started talking, I saw a spark in his eye and something went off in his head that that brought back an idea of his app. And then when he told me that Peter was supposed to be on, and he went on, but in place of Peter Estevez on the panel. If we both didn't say yes at the same time, we wouldn't be here right now. And Mauricio, I say it all the time. Maybe too, it might be annoying, as Dave says, but he believes in me. I get to use this 30 years of experience of being a chef, working for Marriott and Starwood and different restaurants and all that. And I know the chef. I know what these chefs are looking for, their thought process and everything. And this tool, this app, is going to give major opportunities to the cook, and like Mauricio's vision, that home cook. I've hired people in my own kitchen to work for my other business that have never been into a professional kitchen, but they can cook their ass off. Now, if they have this opportunity to get out there and pick their radius where they want to serve, and our tool, our app gives them the opportunity. We're working on getting them certificates for foodborne illnesses and things like that. So, and also, they can talk back and forth to their customers on the app. The app is just does everything for them perfectly to be successful. They just got to take that massive action that Mauricio always talks about. I think I'm the oldest one here. I'm 60, and I'm the one who's learning the most out of all this. I learned so much from Mauricio every single day. Dave, I mean, it's incredible. And then Craig, you stepped in my life a couple weeks ago, and I fall asleep, and like Dave, like you said, Craig, in the beginning, how important is it to have a mentor? Well, I have 3 of them sitting right here, and I just can't thank all of you guys enough. And I'm excited about the future of this app.
Well, before we lose this here, what's the name of the app? You guys, what's the name?
Cookin. So COOKIN. So cookinchefs.com. You can go to cookinchefs.com, right to the website, download the app on your Apple or Android. We are right now aggressively marketing and recruiting chefs here in the Northeast. And once we hit our goal, we're going to start spidering out throughout the country and, just taking this thing as far as we can go. And there is chefs. I'm just saying there's so a need for this that people don't even know that they want that this is out there. They're like, wow. When I talk to people that
Hey,
have
Ron, hey, Ron,
yeah.
Ron, I hate to interrupt you because we're running out of time, but I want
Oh,
to also, one of the things, you have Chefs for Seniors as well, where you're providing meals to seniors. You should also have the Cookin for Seniors, because the best cooks are the Jewish, Italian, the Lebanese moms and grandmas that may be retired, and nothing brings them more love or joy in their life than cooking. And as you stated earlier, all four of us know you could talk about Michelin star chefs in the world, but I will gladly pick the 5 best grandmas from the 5 best cultures, and I'll put them against any Michelin star chef, and they'll beat the shit out of
Yes,
them. So
I agree.
you need to coordinate
1,000%.
yeah, you need to coordinate cooking with the Chefs for Seniors, and not only cook meals for seniors, but recruit the best chefs in the world, because there's a ton of cultural grandmothers out there that are dying to serve the best meals, healthiest, best meals in the world. And that's how some of the great restaurants are made. So I just had to throw that in. Craig, why don't you bring us home? We got a few minutes left.
Okay, I'm going to land the plane with something a little bit off topic. Mauricio, I was checking out your badass contact. It's kind of a loaded question. We'll do the best we can and answer in maybe 2 minutes or less. How does money work?
How does money work? Okay, so I'll do it in 1 minute. As we go about our lives, one thing that we all have in common is maintain our lifestyle and improve it. We all gather assets. We all try to accumulate assets. Eventually, we want to live off of them. But as we are distracted, money is being eroded through inflation, taxation, volatility, conflict of interest, fees, and maybe even health crisis. So if we don't know how to mitigate at least those 6 risks that I just mentioned, it is very highly unlikely that we can even think about that money lasting 30 years of retirement. So that's what I've really been doing the last 25 years. I got licensed in 1999. So 25 years been doing that. And obviously this really touched my heart, and I want to run with this big, in a big way. So hope that helps, because those wealthy roaders, most people aren't realizing it, like inflation, right? That silent killer. So yeah, that's basically what we do every day, is educate people about how to protect their wealth from those eroders. Hope that helps.
Definitely helps. Dave, what are you smiling at?
Well, I always talk about, money is an energy, and timing and risk tolerance is inherent in those 6 risks that people aren't aware of. And they are not aware if they don't seek the consultation of people like Mauricio, who can help to facilitate, how do I know what my timing and risk tolerance is, and what are those variables which I need to mitigate risk, as well as create a time frame in which I want to create my financial legacy, my family office, my family bank, or my educational and emotional legacy as well. So money has 3 characteristics, Craig, that I want to share. Is number 1, it aggregates on itself. So working with people like Mauricio, he'll teach you how to aggregate your money. It also accelerates, so money grows quickly. And then the most important characteristic of money, because it's an energy, is that it has exponentiality. And so if you look at the rule of 72 with Einstein and the understanding of physics, metaphysics, and quantum physics, there's no better energy to create exponential outcomes with than money. Because if we can get the doubling effect in money, now we're talking about being able to help so many more people and have so much more fun, because money doesn't buy you love or happiness, but it allows you to shop. And if you shop for the right things, like taking care of our seniors and funding this Cookin app, then I promise you it will bring you happiness, because good food brings everybody happiness. So thank you so much, both of you guys.
Yeah, you guys.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Big hug to you guys. Thank you so much, Craig, Dave.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
See you, partner.
go check out all the awesome stuff they have going on, the app, everything. And Uncle Dave, people can catch you in New York City next week and Atlanta.
Yeah, so I'll be in New York City on Monday and Tuesday, so hopefully I'll see the boys there. And then I will be in Atlanta on Wednesday. I'll be in Boca Raton at the Rick Macy Tennis Center on Thursday, and then with A-Rod and Goggins and Gary Vee and Tim Story and the rest of the Aspire crew on Friday in Miami. But most importantly, I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. My mom is and my wife, my two heroes. I hate to get choked up about it, but tell your mom especially that you're happy, you're healthy, you love her and appreciate her. To all the moms, Mrs. Siegel, Mrs. Tornari, and my mom, we're happy, we're healthy, we love you and appreciate you. God bless every mom out there. Thank you.
Beautifully said, Dave. Thank you. Love you both. Great to see you guys. We'll connect offline. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
See you Monday.
Love you guys. See you Monday. Bye, Coach. Bye. Bye, Craig.
Bye, guys. Unbelievable episode. Episode 164 in the books. We'll be back for episode 165 next week. And special shout out to my partner in crime, Big Dave, who is as consistent as they come. And Chef Ron and Mauricio, what an unbelievable project they have going on. Everyone check it out, the app, all the things. And like Uncle Dave said, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms out there. And let's just do some really big stuff this weekend. Let's learn how to receive. Let's play big. Let's channel the gifts that were given to us. Let's make an impact. Let's reveal light. And let's just do a lot of good shit in the world. You dig? Love you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. Toodles.